Hi, this is my presentation about taking my data from Strava and adding it to a MySQL database. The project details are I extensively use Strava for my workouts. Strava doesn't let me run all the analysis I want on the underlying data. Downloading data from Strava is possible via an API or via bulk download option. Pandas in Python is extremely powerful to transform data. And Python even has a package to upload directly into a MySQL database. So first, the extract and transform. So I took all my activities in Strava and I added them to a data frame in Pandas. Because I had so many rows, I actually filtered for only 2022, the year 2022. I still had about 180,000 rows in my details table with 63 columns. I've dropped and renamed columns as needed. And another cool function in Pandas was to add a rolling average. So I added a rolling average for 13 different time periods on 4 fields, which was 52 columns worth of data. Then I created the schema in MySQL. So first because there's so many fields and so much stuff going on, I laid out all the fields along with the data that was in those fields. And using this template, I planned out how my schema would look. Once I had that, I created the schema script with all the data types and foreign keys and not nulls and defaults, etc., etc. So this is what my entity relationship diagram looks like. I'm sorry that it's a little small, so it might be difficult to read. Now I'm going to load the data using Python into MySQL. So now that I have the exercise schema already created in MySQL Workbench, I'm going to take the CSV files I created in Pandas and I'm going to load them. And I'm just getting the shape of the files. And you can see like the details data frame is fairly large. Then I'm going to connect to my MySQL database, which is running actually on an AWS instance. So this is my AWS instance URL. I am not showing the password, of course. The port and the schema is called exercise, and the user is DB user. So I'm going to use all this to connect to the database. And now I'm just going to upload each of those data frames that I just showed into the appropriate tables. And if you notice, it took all of 1 minute and 7 seconds to upload close to 180,000 rows of data. So now the sample queries. This is a simple sample query to basically get summary stats based on the activity type. This is summary stats based on the gear. This is really cool. Like I broke down my cadence into different buckets and I got summary stats based on those buckets because I find that cadence it's a very discrete step when you change from running to walking to sprinting. A power curve, for those familiar with power curves, like using the rolling averages, I was able to get a power curve out of Strava. I can get summaries based on week, month, any time period actually I require. Any questions? And thank you.